This is a topic I have been thinking about a lot as I get closer to maternity leave. I'm a few months away now, like 4 months away. This shirt is so not made for a baby bump. It doesn't really fit, but just go with it, okay? Because look what it says. So we're making it work. Anyway, what was I trying to say? As I've been thinking about maternity leave and how it'll go, this idea of passive income has definitely been on my mind, and I have a feeling that it's on other writers' minds as well. If my last video on my 12 income streams as an author is any indication, I would say that yes, this is something we all kind of think about. So really quick, there's two things that I want to share before I get into these 10 different, I think I have 10 different passive income streams that I want to share with you guys. Some of them I do already and I've talked about a little, but I want to talk about them more and why they're passive and how to make them passive. But then also there are some that I haven't tried, or at least not yet. We'll get into that in a second, but first, I think it's kind of important that I actually say what passive income is, because I was looking on the internet when I was kind of getting ready for this video, kind of like brainstorming what exactly I wanted to share, which is what I do for most videos. I'm like, how do I say this in a helpful way and make sure that I've covered everything? So the one thing that I noticed almost right away is that I define passive income very differently than most of the places that I found online. And on top of that, there's not that much out there for writers specifically. You know, no shade to them because it means different things to different people, but to me, passive means you are not actively doing it. You're not going to a 9-to-5 job and putting in the hours to get the money. Like you will most likely have put in a ton of time and invested a ton of energy, because I'm not saying that passive income is bad quality. It still should be high quality, really good stuff. But at a certain point, after you've created this awesome thing, or we'll talk about more all the different things that it could be, but at a certain point, you don't continue to be active on it. And that to me is the difference. So my definition in particular is really unique because as I'm going into maternity leave, to me, passive income means something that is still going to be making me money while I am not working at all. That's my definition, okay? So I'm gonna share some things that you could still be semi-active while you have them also being passive income, if that makes sense. Let's just get into it. So books are my absolute favorite example of passive income. Don't worry, I have a lot more examples, but this one has to come first because it is just the perfect example of what I mean by a high quality item that you don't have to do anything on after a certain point. So for example, you might spend months or even years upon years writing something like this and making it the absolute best it can be, right? But at a certain point, the book is published, and once it's published, it can start making money passively without the author doing anything. Like I said at the beginning, you could technically be semi-active with this one because you could be marketing your book. You could be still talking about it, which I mean, I would if you can, but I'm going to use my maternity leave example as like my filter for all these things, because if and when I go on maternity leave, these books will still be making me money. And I know this from experience because unfortunately in the past I've had to completely step back unexpectedly. Life has happened and it's been really hard. And these books still made me money because of you guys. And I am so incredibly grateful for you guys. Like, you don't even know how much it means to me. This is supposed to be like a happy video. Get it together. What I'm trying to say is that books are a perfect example of passive income because at a certain point, you're no longer actively writing and editing them. Basically, other people, by being excited about a story, are going to sell it for you, and they can come and find it on a print-on-demand company like Amazon, for example, Kindle Direct Publishing, which is owned by Amazon, and this company sells the book for you and gives you the royalties. Okay, so that is books, but if you are already an author, if you're published, you know that the average royalty per book, meaning the money you make per book, at least for an indie author, is like less than $3. I did this video right here about how many books it would take to make $50K, $50,000, which, you know, would be an awesome income. And you can watch that if you want to see the fun breakdown. I'll link that below as well, but let's just say that if you've been around the block, then you know that it's really, really hard to solely make money from books and still make a good income. It's not impossible. I have made more money this year from books than ever before, and I think every time you add a new book, you are giving yourself an opportunity to basically reach more readers who will then read through your backlist, and it's just the income continues to grow, right? It's a snowball effect. So it's not impossible, but there is that Facebook group, for example, called 20 books to 50K, which is a simple way of saying it's going to take more than one book. So if you're starting out and you don't have that many books out, even if you have like 5 to 10 books out, you're probably still going to want other streams of income. So let's talk about that next. So my second passive income stream that I want to share would be YouTube. And obviously we're here, you know what YouTube is, we're here hanging out on it. It might sound strange because making a YouTube video is very, very active at first. Like I take time to plan out the videos, do the research for them. Recording obviously takes time, and then editing takes like 5 times as long as recording did. And then on top of that, you have to upload the video, you know, put in the SEO, the thumbnail creation, the title, everything that goes into it, and then of course publish it and answer comments. So I spend on average anywhere between like 10 to 20 hours on a YouTube video. I'm pretty detailed. I really, really like creating videos, and it's pretty active, right? But once a video is out, you'll have to be monetized so that you can put ads on it and all that good stuff. But once a video is out, it is now passive income. If it's making you any income, that's fully passive. You could be doing nothing, and the YouTube algorithm is promoting this video, telling people about it, getting people to watch it, and therefore putting money in your pocket. Like I have videos from years ago, like uploading to KDP, which is one of my top videos still to this day, and I haven't touched it in years, and it's still making me money every single month. YouTube is an evergreen platform, unlike, I don't know, say Instagram, where you put up a post and then it just like slowly fades into non-existence and nobody ever sees it again. But YouTube, because it's a search engine, people can continue to find helpful content for years and years after you've put it out there. The third passive income stream that I'm actually not that good at, but I do have a tiny, tiny bit of experience in it, is affiliate income. And I'll explain in a second why I could be a lot better. But as far as affiliate income, I have exactly 3 companies that I'm an affiliate for. And I think you guys all know at this point what an affiliate is, right? But it's somebody who you're promoting somebody else's product, and you're saying that hopefully you love it and you back it, and then you get a percentage for promoting it. It's as easy as it sounds. Like all 3 of mine, I link below all of my YouTube videos, and I don't really do anything else. Like every once in a while, I'll talk about them just because I want to and I have like a reason to, but for the most part, I don't do anything and I get affiliate income. So for example, I'm an affiliate for the Publish and Thrive course, which is a self-publishing course that I absolutely love. Took it years ago, and that's just linked below all my videos. And I pretty much don't do anything at all except that I talk about it maybe once or twice on Instagram before the course goes live. That's it. So I guess that's semi-active, but let's use my next 2 affiliate ones as better examples, because the second one is Epidemic Sound, which is just the platform where I get all of my music for, like, you know, underneath these videos or when I'm doing fun B-roll. And I'm not an official affiliate for them or anything, but they do have a link that I put below all my videos where basically if somebody clicks that link to check them out, I get a free month, which is awesome. And then the third company where I'm an affiliate right now is through my good friend and my co-author, Mandy Lynn, because she actually has a whole shop and she sells things like her book launch planner. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I almost fell over. Right here. And I'm an affiliate for this, obviously, but also probably my favorite product, which I just got in the mail actually, is her stickers. So we're gonna just show you. Oh my gosh, I love it. So here is honestly probably my favorite one she's done yet. She creates bullet journal stickers like this, which I am a huge fan of, and I'm about to set up my bullet journal, but also writing stickers. I got this for writing coming up. This is a good example of how affiliates should be something you believe in and you want to work with them anyway. Like I love everything that I'm an affiliate for, but let me explain why I'm not like the greatest and I could be better at being an affiliate. Not for those guys, because I hope I'm a good affiliate for them and I try really hard, but more so there's so many other things that I could be an affiliate for, and I have applied to Amazon's program like 3 times and I keep getting rejected, which is super annoying because there's so many things that I talk about in these videos, like my camera that I'm filming on, I've talked about that, or books that I'm enjoying reading, or you name it, and I could be getting affiliate income. And whenever you're talking about any product really that's not yours, there's an opportunity there to maybe get affiliate income. And the problem is that Amazon keeps rejecting me. But I've recently found out that there are other great companies that also offer affiliate programs. So I'm currently looking into it. If you want to know more about that, let me know. Also, just comment below and let everybody else watching know, because I think we could all learn from each other. Being an affiliate is literally the most passive income ever, because you're just being excited about something you were already excited about and already going to talk about, and then you're making money off of it. It's that easy. But let's come back to my desk to look at my notes, because we're about to get into some income streams that I don't have, but this next one is another passive income stream that I do have, and it's newer to me, but I love it, and I kind of hinted at it already because I've got this on. But that is my merch store, and so let me show you another example that just happened to come in the mail today. So pretty. There we go. This is a phone case, and then obviously I have a t-shirt. No, it got the wrong size. Pregnancy brain. It's so real. This is making me really sad. I was so excited for this. Shoot. Well, maybe I'll have to do a giveaway on Instagram now. Come follow me on Instagram. I've got definitely some other giveaways that I wanted to do these coming months for my book releases, so now here's another one. But anyway, dang it, now I'm all sad and distracted from my whole point here, which was merch stores. They are very similar to print on demand with books, where you create a product and you put it in a store, but it's technically somebody else's store still. Like, they are making the product for you, and so you don't have to do the work of creating it or mailing it, which, oh my goodness, those two things can take a lot of time, and those would obviously be very active income. So having a merch store becomes passive income, where you spend time creating a beautiful product that you absolutely love, and which I've bought way too much of, but then you don't do anything actively after that besides maybe promote it and tell people about it. I use Spring, and I am not going to pretend to be an expert. I actually did a lot of research. I looked into, there's also Redbubble. I think Amazon has a store as well. Like, you can actually create a store on Amazon, and it's on my to-do list to eventually set that up. And oh my gosh, there's so many more. I can't think of them right now because pregnancy brain. But do your research if this intrigues you, because they offer, like, every store is a little bit different, but they usually will offer obviously t-shirts and usually mugs and like phone cases, as well as stickers. Hold on, oh my gosh, I also got a sticker. This was going to be one of my giveaways, but I kind of also want to keep it. And hold on, I have so much merch. I've obviously been spending a lot of merch income putting it back into my own merch store so I can have it, which is not really the best use of money, but I just love it so much. So stickers, pen pouch. So those are just some examples, but obviously every merch store is going to be a little different. So you could do your research, figure out what type of products you enjoy, because that's going to help you create something beautiful as well. Like, if you want to wear your own stuff and buy your own stuff, that's a good sign that you're making a good product, and it's not just you trying to scam people out of money, because that is not at all what I mean when I say passive income. I feel like passive income sometimes gets compared to sort of scammy income, or people think of it as not as good. And it should still be good. It should still be awesome. It's just that you don't have to actively work on it after you finish. Okay, we're on number 5 now, and this next one, I actually, let me show you, have been working on it behind the scenes. I have more gear here, which I've just kind of been keeping in the background, but that is courses. Courses, obviously, I think you guys know what those are, but they could be about so many different things, but usually it's an area that you have expertise in. And so this is much more high scale than anything that I've done before. But I did technically create a small course. I call it kind of like a mini course on Instagram for authors as well in the past. And I put that over on my Patreon page. And it's just lived there. It's 2.5 hours. It was a live stream that I put together where I created things that I wanted to teach on specifically, like how to write captions and hashtags and how to take good pictures and so on and so forth, things to do with Instagram. If you want to go over to Patreon, it's always linked below. But a course can be mini like that, or it could be a big production like this setup that I've got going on here, which you will hear more about in the future. I'm not quite ready to share just yet. But once again, hopefully you are putting a lot of effort into making the highest quality possible. And yet, once you complete that product, or in this case, the course, you are done. You are making passive income. And this is something that I hope to be having over maternity leave. We'll see how long it takes. I'm not gonna make any promises just yet. And I hope to be able to give you some examples in the future. If you want to know more, let me know in the comments. Okay, this next one I actually have done as well, and so I thought I'd show you. These are two separate things, but I'm gonna say, first of all, notebooks, but then second of all, workbooks. And so I don't know, this is technically, I wrote this notebook is for planning my novel, but if you look on the inside, it's technically a workbook. And so it gives you, this is me, I was using it for Invisible Souls, and you can outline it, and then you have word sprint trackers and things like this in here, TBR, books read, character profiles, outlining, checklists, things like that. So again, I had a passion for this particular thing. I don't know if I would make notebooks again in the future. It's not that they're not easy to do, because honestly they are, but I don't want to do something unless I have a passion for it. So this was a passion project for sure, and I don't know if it falls under notebooks. That's more like line stuff, like what I have. There's like a couple notebook pages in the back that are just lined pages, and if it was like really cute, usually you'd probably do spiral bound if you're gonna figure out how to do those, like an actual notebook, although that's not always true. You could do so many things. Workbooks are a different breed, but very similar in how you would maybe design them and come up with them. And those two things are really fun for writers specifically. The next one on my list is audiobooks. And once again, I have actually dabbled in this, and so I do have a tiny bit of experience, and I wanted to talk about it because people ask me about it, and I have done this one video on audiobooks, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting my feet under me still. I get people messaging me and saying, why haven't you done an audiobook for the rest of the series? And here's the issue. It's still passive income to make an audiobook, because once it's out there, just like a regular book, just like everything else we've talked about, it's done. And you don't have to do anything else. But oh my word, the workload involved on something like this, it's the same amount of work as like writing the book itself. Keep in mind as I say this that I'm not really a fan of audiobooks. I know a lot of people are, but I personally like to hold books in my hand. So it was not enjoyable for me at all to work on the audiobook. I did not enjoy it. But on top of that, besides the time commitment, it was also a huge financial investment. And I talked about that in the video, which again, I'll link below, because making an audiobook is expensive. Now, keep in mind, there is a royalty share option, and someday I think it'd be really fun. Maybe I'll do this over maternity leave. I have a lot of things that I would like to do, but we'll see. Maybe I will begin that process for other books of mine and try royalty shares, where you partner with a narrator, you both put the work in, and then you both begin to make money when the book sells. Because I spent, this is the short version, over $1,000 on the audiobook for The Stolen Kingdom, and while I have sold almost 200, I still haven't made my money back. The royalties for an audiobook are super tiny. I don't like it. I do not, and I don't know how to market it, let's be real. That's a field that I could also get better at, and maybe someday I will, but I just haven't really had the passion for it. So if you have a passion for making audiobooks, or even better, if you happen to be a writer who's also really good at, say, the technical side, and you have maybe the gear, and you can record someone else's book for them, if you are good at being a voice actor as well, this could open up a really cool avenue for passive income for you, because you could do royalty share with other authors and make money off of other authors' books as well. Okay, we have 2 left on our list for passive income streams for writers. The 9th passive income stream is one that I have not actually touched at all. I mean, I think I was on a podcast like once, but anyway, it's podcasting. And podcasting, from what I gather, is very similar to YouTube, where you are, investing a lot of time planning the content and then creating the content. But then once that content is made, as far as I understand, just like YouTube, you can advertise there and make money from advertising as people continue to listen into what is basically evergreen content that they still want to listen to long after you've finish making it. I don't know if I would ever do podcasting. I love dabbling in things, don't get me wrong, I like trying new things, but I do think you have to have a passion for things if they're going to stick. So like I said with the notebooks, like that was a one-time thing. I don't really have a passion for that. I have a passion for so many other things and there's only enough time in the day, so I would rather put my energy into making more books and making more YouTube videos because I love those things. But if you love creating podcasts, if you love creating content that way where you don't have to be on camera, but you can share content and you enjoy talking about things, that could be a fantastic passive income stream for you as a writer. I honestly think more people should podcast because I could see that industry just blowing up. It already kind of is, but like even more so. There's not that much out there for writers from what I gather. And then the last one, but keep in mind I do have also a bonus passive income stream. But the 10th passive income stream for writers that I wanted to share with you is digital products. And I know it sounds like books and the other things we've been talking about, but it's different. Let me show you. This is my website and I'm going to actually show you a couple examples of digital products. So I'm going to go to my whole store, and if I hover over this tab down here past the notebooks and planners is the printables and downloads, and that is more what I'm talking about, is digital products. They don't really fall into a box anywhere else, but they can be really valuable, and they're also a one-time creation, aka passive income. So for example, I have that 50,000 word count tracker that I created originally for that notebook that I showed you, but then I just took that one page and I was like, let's make it like just a one-page option so you don't have to get the whole notebook and you can just print this out. Or another favorite of mine, which took a little bit more work, but again, once I made it, it was done. And that is this Story Bible template. This one, I'm gonna click on it to see if I can show you. Yeah, if you look at the close-up on the right here was my actual real life Story Bible. And back when I called it Princesses and Castles, that's the Stolen Kingdom series, in case you're wondering if you're newer here. And then there's like a table of contents that you can see in there, and it has templates for the characters, world building notes, outlining sections, sections for important dates, and so on. So it's like a template where you can fill in everything that you need to fill in, and it's like a guided thing. So it's sort of like making one of those workbooks, but online, and keeping it digital, and offering them something that they can just print out, and then they could get, hold on, OMG, so full. This is my Story Bible filled out. So no, it won't be this thick when you get it. It's just a template and then you fill in all the other stuff. It's probably only like 15 or 20 pages. I don't even know. There we go. I have to add that in at some point. So those are the 10 passive income streams. But like I said, I have a bonus passive income stream to share with you. Let me show you guys Penny right now. You are seriously the cutest. I love you so much. Okay, all right, focus, Bethany. Before I share with you the bonus passive income stream, let me just say there's this quote that the average millionaire has 7 income streams. So if you ever have somebody coming around, giving you a hard time because you don't just want to write the books, which I mean, if you do, that's totally fine too. But like, if you want other streams of income, never let anybody make you feel bad for that, because not only is it an amazing, amazing creative outlet, and we do need more than one thing in our lives. Like, we are built to be creative. We are all very unique individuals. Nobody's going to be exactly the same. So if you ever have anybody giving you crap for wanting to explore other income streams, whether they're active or passive, don't even worry about it, because it's none of their business. You do you. If you are excited about passive income streams, then I would definitely encourage you to explore them. I will link everything I've talked about in the description box below, like always. And I just want to encourage you, not only is it really, really fun to create all of these things that I've talked about, like I at least personally love it, but on top of that, you get to share something that you poured your heart into and that you're so proud of, and then continue to make money from it for potentially a very long time. So again, filtering all of this through my own experience as I'm about to go on maternity leave in a few months, I'm just so thankful that I've gotten a chance to create so many different things, and that I can continue during maternity leave to make just as much or possibly even more money than I have in the past years in my career, because as I've built these things up, I have just layered on more and more potential income streams. And so the last one, I'm going to say that it starts out very active. And if you're going to even consider this last bonus income stream, I would keep it active when you start. But if you are pouring into it, making something super valuable, eventually it can start to become passive income. And that is Patreon. Let me try to explain what I mean by what I personally think that it's better to start out active and then eventually it can become passive. And that is, Patreon is something that some people view it as like a tip jar. I mean, in a way they kind of created it that way, but I personally believe that you also need to give value. And so for me, when I started out, I was super active on Patreon. And whenever I created a tier, I tried to make it a tier where I knew that I was giving back value. I spent months upon months creating resource libraries. So I now have a resource library in one of the smaller tiers, and that tier took me honestly, I still work on it sometimes, but I think it took like a full year to really build it up, and then I continued to add to it. I added all of those downloadables that you saw there, as well as a few other things, and I think there's like 600 links as of recording this video, and I still add to it, but it's just a library of information that helped me get to where I am today. As I am going into maternity leave, I'm trying to figure out, I think I've talked to you guys about this before, how I can make the rest of it passive so that it still has value. And so that's my goal, that's my heart personally. Let me know in the comments if you agree and if you appreciate when creators do that, because I do. I think it's really important, and when other people do that and I see that they've put effort into their stuff, that makes me be like, I absolutely want to support you. I'm sidetracked again by this cutie. Like, seriously, this is what I'm looking at as I'm talking to you guys. I don't even know how I focus. Also, I promised myself ice cream, and the baby really wants ice cream like right now. So I'm gonna end this video, but I hope you liked it. I hope you give it a thumbs up if it was helpful for you. Share in the comments if anything surprised you that you didn't think of, because I would love to know. And again, if you ever have haters, just remember that everybody who's actually going someplace has a hater. The only person whose opinion matters when it comes to passive income and whether it's the right fit or not is yours. So don't worry about what other people think. Do get feedback from people you trust to make sure that you're, you know, creating a valuable product like we talked about. But in the end, if you know you're bringing value, that's what matters. And people are gonna see that. So I hope this encouraged you, and I'll talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.